Benvenuti alle conversazioni e bentornati a Writers on Writers. Gli ospiti di questa settimana sono Sigourney Weaver, che ha scelto per noi un brano di Pablo Neruda, Daniel Mendelsohn, che ha scelto Konstantin Cavafy, e sempre Cavafy è stato scelto anche da Phillip Lopate. Alla fine del volume vi leggerò una poesia di Giuseppe Ungaretti.
Hi, I'm Sigourney Weaver in New York City, and we all send our best to you, wherever you are. Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still for once on the face of the earth. Let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for a second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment, without rush, without engine. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade, doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it's about. I want no truck with death. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving, and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence would interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seems dead, and later proves to be alive. Now, I'll count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I'll go.
Hello, I'm Daniel Mendelsohn, and I'll be reading a poem by Konstantin Cavafy called Since Nine. Cavafy was an Alexandrian Greek poet who lived from 1863 to 1933, and this poem was written in 1917 and published privately in 1918 by the poet. I chose it because it reflects the way that many of us are living right now. The narrator is sitting alone in an isolated house thinking about many things, including the past. So here is Since Nine. 12:30. The time has quickly passed since 9 o'clock when I first turned up the lamp and sat down here. I've been sitting without reading, without speaking. With whom should I speak? So utterly alone within this house. The apparition of my body in its youth, since 9 o'clock when I first turned up the lamp, has come and found me and reminded me of shuttered, perfumed rooms and of pleasure spent. What wanton pleasure. And it also brought before my eyes streets made unrecognizable by time, bustling city centers that are no more, and theaters and cafes that existed long ago. The apparition of my body in its youth came and also brought me cause for pain. Deaths in the family, separations, the feelings of my loved ones, the feelings of those long dead, which I so little valued. 12:30, how the time has passed. 12:30, how the years have passed.
This is Phillip Lopate. I'm going to read a poem by the great Greek poet Konstantin Cavafy called The Gods Abandon Anthony. And it's particularly apropos because in today's newspaper, the New York Times says it could be years before New York regains its glory. And so this is a poem about a city. The Gods Abandon Anthony. At midnight, when suddenly you hear an invisible procession going by with exquisite music, voices, don't mourn your luck that's failing now, work gone wrong, your plans all proving deceptive. Don't mourn them uselessly. As one long prepared and full of courage, say goodbye to her, to Alexandria who is leaving. Above all, don't fool yourself. Don't say it was a dream. Your ears deceived you. Don't degrade yourself with empty hopes like these. As one long prepared and full of courage, as is right for you who were given this kind of city, go firmly to the window and listen with deep emotion, but not with whining or the pleas of a coward. Listen, your final pleasure, to the voices, to the exquisite music of that strange procession, and say goodbye to her, to the Alexandria you are losing.
Come vi dicevo, vi leggerò adesso una poesia di Giuseppe Ungaretti, il cui titolo è Nostalgia. Quando la notte è a svanire, poco prima di primavera, e di rado qualcuno passa, su Parigi s'addensa un oscuro colore di pianto. In un canto di ponte contemplo l'illimitato silenzio di una ragazza tenue. Le nostre malattie si fondono e come portati via si rimane. Buona lettura e ci vediamo la settimana prossima.